What is going on, everyone? Wade here. Today we're going to talk about how to win, lose and draw in chess. Okay, today we're going to learn how to win, lose and draw in chess. Now, winning and losing are pretty standard. We'll go over it real quick. To win the game, you need to win by checkmate. You can also win by players resigning, and you can also win if your opponent runs out of time. So let me give you an example of how to win by checkmate. To put a player in checkmate, first you need to put them in check. That is when the piece attacks the king needs to react to that. Now here the king can actually move away to any of these squares. However, if we want to put the opponent in checkmate, we put them in check, and if the king can no longer move away because this rook over here is actually controlling these squares, the king is now in checkmate. So put the king in check. If the king cannot move, it's in checkmate. If the rook comes down and puts the king in check, but the piece can block the check, then that is not checkmate. If your opponent runs out of time during the game, then you win. So here, if the white player moves and then black runs out of time, the game is over and white has won the game. Finally, black, knowing that they can't move their king up to any position here because the rook is blocking it, and they know that the rook is going to come down and give them checkmate on the next move, black here can say, I resign. That is how you win. The same goes for losing. If you get checkmated, you lose. You can resign at any time you want. Or you can run out of time and the game is over. Now let's talk about the part that beginners kind of struggle with, and that is the draw. There are several ways in chess to draw. The first way to draw is to draw by agreement. If both players consider that they can't make any progress in this game, then it's okay. They can offer each other a draw, and if the other one accepts, then the game is over. The next one is draw by insufficient material. White takes a rook, black takes a rook, and they've got a king left each. The kings can no longer checkmate each other because they actually can't go near each other. Therefore, the game is a draw. Here we have another situation where white has more pieces. However, the king and the knight cannot actually checkmate the king. Therefore, again, it is a draw. Here, black is clearly winning. However, white still has 10 minutes of time on their clock and black only has a few seconds. Now, black is clearly going to win the game. However, then black runs out of time. White should win the game because black ran out of time. However, white has no sufficient material to win the game. Therefore, it is again a draw. If white has time and black runs out of time, but black has pieces and white does not, then it is a draw. White really has 50 moves to get the job done. If white cannot get the job done in that 50 moves, then it's considered the game is not making any progress and it is a draw. How we count the moves is we count one for each player's turn. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and so on until we get to 50. Now, when we talk about progress, if a piece is taken off the board, that counts as progress, and now the 50 moves will start again. If there's a pawn move, that counts as progress as well, and the 50 moves will start again. Another rule for a draw is known as threefold repetition. Now what that means is if the position repeats 3 times, so we've got this current position here, pieces move, they go back to it a second time. That's a second that position, and they go back to it a third time. This counts as the game making no progress, and either player can claim a draw. However, if you're playing online, the draw will automatically be claimed for you. And the last one, which is the most common way that draws happen, is if a player makes it so that the opponent cannot move, however, the opponent is not in check. This is known as stalemate. The king cannot move here, cannot move here, and cannot move here. If the rooks are guarding those squares, the king is in stalemate. The game is over in a draw. And you may say, hey, but I've got more material. It honestly does not matter how much more material you have. If you do not give your opponent space to move, then it is a draw. Now, here would not be a draw because black actually has a legal move they can do. They can't move their king. However, they can move their pawn one square forward. Once that piece has moved and white takes it, the king no longer has nowhere to go, and it is actually a draw by stalemate. So you need to be very careful about these if you want to win more games. Don't be greedy, get the checkmate, win the games. And thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this content and you want to see more, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button. Have a good day.